Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 50th edition of the BDE Sports Talk Podcast. Here to give you the latest scoop in the world of sports in the great state of Michigan and the great city of Detroit. Fellas, good to see you. Another jam-packed action week of sports. How you guys doing?
Doing good.
Living it up, man. Living it up. How are
I
you?
hear you. I'm doing good. Ready to talk some jerseys and the Tigers. Had a question for you with the Lions.
Oh,
Yeah. So
Right.
before we get going, let's get into our official sponsor, which is Adobo Boy.
woo.
They are the official sponsor of BD Sports Talk Podcast. Dean, Eddie, and I, big Filipinos. Well, I don't mean that. Well,
Physically and
I
mentally.
I am physically big. Proud Filipinos who love a good Filipino meal, and Adobo Boy delivers just that with their amazing food and vibes that are unmatched in the food industry. We are in talks with Ace about some events coming up. By the way, happy Asian Pacific Heritage Month, fellas.
No. Oh, likewise. Yeah.
Dean and I, we went, well, all three of us, we went about a couple weeks ago for the grand opening. It was nice to see everybody out there. It was a great time.
So good.
Yep. So Dean and I went before that and had some amazing adobo. Ace and Jackie made us feel right at home. And the food, absolutely amazing. Not only do they have delicious food, they also go against the grain of a traditional restaurant and tinker with their menu to bring you an amazing variety of Filipino cuisine. Their menu rotates weekly, so there's always a reason to come back to try more authentic Filipino food. But one dish. I don't know how many times we're gonna have to go try
to
something.
rule them all.
One dish to rule them all. We're gonna have to get. I'm gonna have to get Dean, and
A
we're gonna have
second
to
dish.
go. A second dish. We've eaten so much adobo, but it is their signature dish. It is a iconic Filipino dish, and Dean is about to describe it to you. Take it away.
Well, let me tell you, it is tender pork braised in soy sauce and vinegar on a bed of rice
Is
with
it?
Jackie's achara or a papaya salad for the for the non-Filipinos, and with a fried egg on top. Um, it's delicious. I mean, it's salty, it's sweet. It's what you would want in any Filipino dish. I like to eat it separately as Ace recommends it. Bill and I'd like to mix it up. I say buy two, try it for yourself.
I agree. Beautifully said. Every week it just sounds better. You make it sound so delicious. And so if you're into trying new and different food, just like some amazing adobo and vibes, stop into Adobo Boy, where owners Ace, Jackie, and Red are amazing people who genuinely care about your experience. Eddie, 3 pillars, take it away.
The 3 pillars. Easy, man. Because as soon as you walk in, you obviously experience the excellent vibes, which is pillar number 1. 2,
Peeler.
amazing food. Pilar. Amazing food as always and every time. And number 3, you get 5% off. All you gotta do is say BD Sports Talk Podcast. That's it, man. 5% off on amazing food just by saying BD Sports Talk Podcast. You really can't beat that, man. So you walk in, an amazing time, a great atmosphere. You're gonna get great food, and at the register, all you got to do is say BD Sports Talk Podcast, and you get 5% off. Truly, an unbeatable deal.
Unbeatable deal. But when you have a table and there's only 3 legs, it'll probably fall over. You need that 4th leg, that 4th pillar, and that's right. That's you, the customer.
Me?
Yes, you.
And so, on a side note, they've been selling out of lumpia. They can't make
Good.
enough. People are raving about it, which is awesome. It is very good.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So, yep, 5% off BD Sports Talk podcast. Adobo Boy is open Tuesday to Friday, 11:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. for lunch and 5 to 7:30 for dinner. And on Saturday, same schedule, except they are open for dinner until 8:30. Adobo Boy located at 3740 28th Street Southeast in Kentwood, Michigan, inside the amazing Myanmar restaurant. There's 3 restaurants in there. Go in, try them all, but make sure you get that adobo and some lumpia if it's
Mm.
there. So get there, get fed, get happy. It's always better at Adobo Boy. And with that said, wanted to get into today's episode with a question for you guys. And I didn't have it on the rundown. It was kind of a last minute thing, but it's not really a head scratcher. It's more what you guys, your opinion. I saw something on the web today. Wanted to get your guys' take on it just off the top of the dome. Post draft and free agency. Okay, post free agency, post draft. At this point in time, what do you guys think is the line's biggest positional concern? Like, what position would you say is probably now at the top? Obviously, secondary has been taken care of and whatnot, but just wanted to get your
Well,
opinion.
I would say it would probably be I would probably say linebacker right now. Anzalone is a solid backer, but he's our best guy, and I wouldn't say he's not like a top tier linebacker of any sort. I mean, he's very serviceable, good leader, good captain. But then you have questions with Jack Campbell. Is he, he didn't play like the other rookies did. He didn't play up to that par. I know linebacker is a hard position. You got to do a lot of different things and read a lot of different types of quarterbacks and coverages and blitzing and all that stuff. And then depth isn't terrible there. I mean, you still have Rodrigo and they still have Derek Barnes for another year, I believe, right? But I mean, those guys aren't like the best in coverage when you think about it. I mean, Anzalone's probably our best coverage guy right now. We'll see what the development in Jack Campbell goes, how that goes. But overall, I think they addressed I think we all agree that the DBs were the biggest weakness. They definitely addressed that. And I mean, that doesn't mean they're not still, but it's good to see them trying to make those upgrades. But I would say linebacker right now.
I mean, it's got to be fullback, right? What?
Well,
No, I guess when I think about it, probably that fourth receiver is right there. I mean, that's kind of a luxury when you think about your options. I mean, the top 3 receiving options from last year are still on the team, and obviously St. Brown, Laporta, and Gibbs. Gibbs actually had the 3rd most receptions, even without Reynolds. But you got to hope DPJ can step up and do what you hope he can. Cleef Raymond, I don't know, but I think something is there. Even really, aside of that, is maybe another safety. I know Melifonwu and Joseph are there, but and you could slide Branch back there, but I mean, it's still kind of after those 2, um, you're kind of left wanting, and maybe one. Not really, but maybe kicker.
Mm,
Um,
yeah.
and I mean, people have said this about Badgley because they're like, well, Dan Campbell doesn't trust him, but I'm also like, yeah, again, Dan Campbell, even with a legit kicker, is probably still going for it in some of those situations people talk about.
Definitely.
So, but then again, if you're past 45, you're like, are we feeling good about Badgley going out there and drilling it?
Right.
I'm not so sure.
Right.
So, yeah, I guess I gave you a few, but I would say that fourth receiver, another safety are probably tied in my mind.
Yeah.
And you go from there.
Quarterback.
Yeah. for sure.
Right tackle. Easily the biggest weaknesses on the team.
Right tackle's the biggest weakness after you just signed like a record deal.
Our number one receiver.
Don't have one.
Exactly.
Well, and I'm with you. The reason why I brought it up was because I saw someone. Who was it? Was it Tyler Boyd got signed
Oh yeah.
like yesterday yesterday as far as recording, but and so someone had posted and said, "Well, there's another one off the board," and I'm like, they still have at least three really good receivers now. You know what I mean? I don't think they with like Eddie, like you said, Laporta. You know, obviously the Sun God and JMO. You know, you kind of expect JMO to kind of really take the place of Josh Reynolds, right? You would think.
I think he'll definitely see a lot more touches this year for sure.
Yeah. So that's why I just thought I was just thinking about. I saw that and I was thinking about it because it's like, yeah, like Eddie said, you could use a fourth receiver, but you know, you don't need. I felt like you didn't need to go out and sign someone, you know, for a big contract anyway.
No.
So what do you think their biggest need is?
My biggest would probably be fullback.
I mean, I like Jason Kabinda as much as the next guy. But
It depends.
He's no Walcott. He's no Slash.
no, he'll never fill those shoes.
I mean, as far as like great need, man.
You asked the
just
question,
don't-
my man.
I know, but I just had I had just seen it and I just wanted to ask you guys.
Oh, gotcha.
Maybe backup
Ask the
quarter-
experts. Yeah, I got you.
I mean, who's their backup quarterback right now? Hooker?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, are we ready for him to be like the backup?
I think we're ready for him to be
I-
the guy.
The guy? Yeah, that'd be sick. That'd be
I
sick. So
don't think he will be. I don't think he ever will
Brett,
be for the Lions.
Brad Holmes was on the radio this morning talking about the Goff extension. Just like, no, it's going to get done. It just, we're really working at it.
Right.
You know, he did no qualms about it that they're working to actively get the extension done. It's not a back burner type of thing. And something you haven't heard from a Lions front office person a long time is, I mean, the aim is the Super Bowl, which, I mean, isn't a stretch to say now because you made the NFC Championship, but
Right.
when's the last time you heard that and could believe it?
right.
Never.
Yeah.
To answer your question now that I got a minute to kind of think about it, probably defensive end.
That was my
yeah,
next one.
Yeah.
My next one was
definitely.
edge rush. Yeah.
You know, for all the reasons, Ed, you said a month ago or whatever it was when they signed Marcus Davenport. You don't know if he's going to stay on the field. And what's your
Dude
depth
played
like?
4 games last year on a high
Well-
ankle sprain, you know? I mean,
I did see they signed a guy from the CFL as well, is what I thought I had heard. I don't know if that's true or not, but apparently he was like the defensive player of the year in the CFL. I don't know how much that really translates. So then you think James Houston, that guy, and Davenport, maybe in a rotational type of set, maybe combined, they could be pretty solid. But there's no guarantees with that CFL guy either. At least we know what you got in Davenport and Houston for the most part. But with that guy, I don't know. I haven't seen any tape, but he's got to be okay,
If anything, for depth. I mean,
right?
you know,
we'll see.
yeah. We'll see.
He'd come out and be a stud.
Oh yeah.
Not if he was already playing in the CFL.
Hey man, Kurt Warner was in the CFL.
That's true. So is Warren Moon.
Boom.
Boom. 2 guys.
You just need a chance.
Both
it.
quarterbacks in the 80s or the 90s.
So
Sick.
wanted
Go
to
ahead.
also get your guys' thoughts on the new Tigers Nike Connect jerseys that came out. A lot of about 50-50 I've seen as far as people who really like them and people who absolutely don't like them. I'll just go first.
ahead.
And I at first I was like, just I don't know. I don't know if I was expecting more or less, but the more I read into it and the more I like actually look at it, I like the jersey. The jersey is what I like. The hat I absolutely hate. The hat looks like,
I haven't seen the hat.
well, I mean, if you've seen a blue hat with the word Detroit across it and any gas station, you've
I better cross that off
likely
my
seen
what
it.
I was going to
It's-
say there.
Oh, is that what?
I was say they look like
No,
hats you
go
can
ahead,
buy from
say
a
it.
Love's. Looks like a hat you can buy from a Love's gas station. It's,
Yeah,
I
Eddie,
mean,
go ahead. Go right into
legitimately.
it.
No. I mean, what else you got on there?
No, that's pretty much it. I like the nod to um the 313. I like that on the patch. I like I like the cool little M1 emblem too. I like that. I like how once I read about it, how the design on the jersey with the tread. Um, yeah, I like the jersey. I don't like the hat at all. So Eddie, sorry, I didn't mean to steal that from you.
No, you said it. I was just, I was just like, I mean, come on. I think that's been a pretty regular thing to say because we've got hats that look like that we've gotten as presents, and I'm they're just regular hats that say
Yeah.
Detroit on them, and that's
Yeah.
basically what those guys are. I mean,
brown
to
hat.
me, yeah, I could sum it up. One sound for me is meh. That's how I feel about them. They're okay. I feel like if you're gonna go with that color scheme, maybe make the electric blue the prominent color as opposed to black. I'd love to see that blue with some orange.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like when teams change it up, so I'm not totally hating on it because I just like mixing it up. But to me, it was very average, especially considering there's a general consensus that the Tigers have like a top 5 logo and a jersey set, especially when they're all whites.
Mhm.
So you might as well stick with like just changing up the color scheme of the hat and keeping that old English D as opposed to just saying Detroit because it just looks like
Yeah.
crap. It just looks bad.
So stupid. Like you said, it's a gas station hat with a Nike logo on the side. I don't know if it's
Yeah.
Nike. It's probably 47, but
I can picture it now.
But at some point too, I mean, you mix these up. I know you said the tire track and all that. It reminds me of the black and gray Pistons jersey. Let's say Motor City on it. It just they could. I don't know what else they could attribute to Detroit other than that. But everything doesn't have to be car related too. Like there's other things around there. I don't know.
Pawn shops.
well, I was
Casinos.
Yeah, exactly.
I was surprised it was an
Extreme poverty
blue.
and violence.
My favorite part.
Dean, go ahead because I don't want to say something if you're about to say it.
I doubt it, but I'm 50-50 on them. I don't love them. I mean, I know in baseball there's not a lot of options you can really go with. I mean, I think the classic white looks really good, and that's why they haven't ever really strayed away from that ever. And I think isn't this like their first like alternate jersey in quite some time, if ever? So I mean, it's cool that they're able to like they can switch it up every now and then. I know they had talked about using them for some home games or whatever. And I like the patch, like you had pointed out. But I don't know. I'm not big on the tire track down the middle of the back and the front. I mean, it looks cool. Like I was watching the game the other day, and Craig Monroe and Benetti were talking about it, and you could tell Craig was like, "Oh yeah, I love this. Yeah, this looks good." He's just like holding it up. He's like, "Oh yeah." I was just like, I don't think he really likes that.
There's nothing he wouldn't say.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
He has to. I mean, it's not like he can dog the jersey on live TV, and I don't, like I said, I don't hate it because it is something different and it switches it up a little bit, but I'd rather them just stick with the classic white and the old English D.
They're like, look at this skid mark on my chest.
You know what it reminds me of is the Lions jerseys that had like the shadow like on the back. You know what I'm saying? Where it looked like they were always sweating. You know what I'm talking about when they had
Yeah,
Calvin and
yeah,
Stafford. And
yeah.
I hated that look. I was like, I don't understand the shadow of the back. That's kind of what like the tire track reminds me of. But I don't know. I mean, it's all right for an alternate, but I don't love it. Love it.
Well, and Eddie, I completely agree. They should have put like some orange, like a neon orange, Then you're
Put
kind
the
of throwing
orange
them
and
in that.
electric
be
blue
sick.
together and make it happen, man.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, those are sick colors to work with.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
And if you really wanted to like differentiate it from everything else, like throw in the green. Like, you know how Detroit's colors are actually their official color, I guess, is green. That's why that sign on the side of the road's green. I read an article on that. But throw a little green trim in there if you really want, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Well, like an electric blue jersey with like maybe like an orange, old English orange D, just like on the rib down the like around,
Like up
I
the
mean, just
side.
something just different, but like
Put the skyline like
more
sure.
modern. Yeah.
you know, that'd have been sick. Like a dark skyline, blue skyline with like an orange.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Nike, hey, we're here. It just amazes me like that, and like I can't even see the pants right now, and I can just see the top half of the
And
pants.
that's
I'm
my
looking at it right
favorite
now.
part.
Yeah, the top half of the pants.
Thighs up, yes, please.
I wonder what their cups look like.
Electric blue.
Electric blue cup, little orange lining on the inside.
Hey.
So yeah, no, I'm with you guys. I liked it better than when I first saw it, but I still
True. The more I
know.
look at it, the more I don't like. I'm just more like,
Right.
okay.
Right. Like I'm glad it's for like whatever 6 games, 9 games, whatever it was. But okay. No, I'm with you guys. So I guess let's segue right into the weekly Tigers update. Meow. Well, guys, after talking the boys up and saying how they took 4 straight series, promptly get swept by the Yankees, lost the series to Cleveland. They take on the Astros this weekend and the Marlins after that, all at home. So my biggest question for this week is cause for concern or just a bad road trip?
I don't think it's cause for concern just yet. It's still pretty early. But then again, last season we kept saying it's still early. It's still 18 games back or whatever. It's like, okay, well, I guess they should have really turned it on earlier. But I wouldn't say it's a cause for concern right now. I mean, Yankees are a good team and getting swept by them. Guardians aren't that bad. But no, I wouldn't say not yet. I would not yet. Maybe soon, but not yet. There's still some guys, some key pieces that are performing at the moment that if they can keep that up, I mean, a lot more has to happen. A lot more has to happen, but we'll see. We'll see where the season goes. I mean, obviously, guys like Torque need to step it up, and I mean, he's supposed to be a big part of this team, and he's slowly falling down the lineup. And I know I had seen a thing where AJ Hinch was defending keeping him up because there had been talks about possibly moving him down to AAA, and and he was like, well, his development at the highest level is where we really need him to move forward. And it's like, yeah, you're not wrong, because I mean, it's not like he's the worst bat on the team. I mean, clearly they just got rid of that, but
Right.
but I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. If he can turn it around just a little bit, Green keeps up his pace, and Perez keeps doing what he's doing as a rookie that just came up. I mean, there's some hope for the near future.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. Torque's not the worst bat on the team.
Right.
That's actually
That was
Parker
Parker
Meadows.
Meadows. Yeah. I mean, when you're batting worse than Javi,
and
yeah,
it's not even close.
yeah, no, yeah, makes Javi look like he's hitting for the stars.
Well, Javi's he's batting 176, so it's just,
Oh yeah, better than 0.096.
yeah.
It's a lot better.
What are we
No, you're
arguing
wrong.
about over here? Jeez, so Pete.
Who the worst bat on the team is either. I was just saying they just got rid of the worst bat on the team.
No, it's Javi.
It's like-
For value, it is.
Yeah, for value, yeah, you're not wrong there. You have to keep that guy up there because of that value, unfortunately.
Team leader in stolen bases, though. Javi.
Cool. Did you see him in extra innings?
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
You got caught there.
What a smooth base running phenomenon Javi Baez is. Thank God for that guy. An idiot, dude.
They still had a shot. Once
It was
Velade-
effectively killed with that.
Yeah, that was true.
Cause for concern, Ed?
Well, it's the same concern. I mean, yeah. I mean, I think so. It's the same concern that's been there, though. I mean, really wasted some great pitching performances over that. If the off was average, we would potentially have won both of the series. Glad to see Torque getting some hitting done the last 4 to 5 games. But this stat I saw made me kind of double take. He's the first Tigers first baseman in team history to have 0 home runs through the first 128 bats of a season. And now he's at 136 bats with 0. So also the first to do that. But when does he start hitting with power? They talked about all these young guys not being blocked from coming up as their excuse for not making any significant signings in the offseason. But where are these guys? And we sent down Pecker Meadows.
The old Pecker.
I mean, he might as well be. If you're under 100, you're Pecker Meadows to AAA. And then you bring up,
Parker.
dude, you check your notes, Ryan Velade,
Yeah.
who last played 3 games for Colorado in 2021.
Hey,
I mean, I
congrats
know
on the
he
first
came
hit.
up and he had 2 hits that game. He came
Let's
up.
go.
He's
But
hitting
there's a reason he
333
hasn't made it on big clubs for the past 3 years, man. Where are the young guys we're not blocking from coming up? That's what frustrates me. We need to make that move sooner rather than later. I mean, why do we need to play Javi? I bring it up every week. The guy had 2 hits in his last 19 at bats. That's a
Pretty good.
105.
Not bad.
For those interested. I mean, Jace Jung is hitting 279 in AAA, 907 OPS. I highly doubt Javi could put those numbers up in AAA right now. Justin Henry Malloy's similar numbers to Jace Jung. I mean, we have an opportunity to win with the pitching that we got going on. So I don't know why we're risking sitting Javi or not sitting him. And why we can't bring up a guy with 3 and then we can bring up a guy with 3 career big league games since 2021. It's just frustrating. I don't get it. The excuses they gave in the offseason, they're not following through on things that are happening now. So that's kind of what pisses me off. So the cause for concern isn't necessarily what they're doing because the guys are just playing how they can play. But
Right.
the situation outside of that is very frustrating because there are things they could try to do before this thing gets away from us. Because I don't know how many times you guys say, dude, you just can't win the way they've been winning over a season. And then you go on the road and you get freaking smacked because literally because you can't have a regular hitting lineup. Thank God Andy Ibanez is doing some work and Winslow Perez is coming on. Or I think Perez is supposed to hit third tomorrow for crying out loud. You know, like that's where
he's been
Torque's
pretty
supposed to be, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank God for Riley Green too. That kid's really
Mhm.
turned it up.
Kerry
Yeah.
Carpenter.
Thanking the Lord for
For Kerry
Riley Green.
For Kerry Carpenter?
In defense of Velade,
He's not an
too,
everyday
he was hitting 333 in Toledo when they brought him up.
Who?
Velade. Or Velade or whatever you want to call him.
But that's not what they told us. That's what I. That's
He's
what
the
makes
young
me
guy
upset.
they didn't want
He's
him to
been
come up yet.
DFA'd from 2 other teams in the last 3 years.
He's 25. They didn't. He's not ready.
Yeah.
Hold him back.
I mean, dude, if Velade can go up and crush it, that's great. But you know, he's been a designated free agent on his last 2 teams over the last 2 seasons for no reason.
No, that's
He'll
right. I was just
eventually
saying,
fall back to the mean.
I'm defending the call up over Parker Meadows.
No, Parker Meadows had to go down.
Yeah, of course he did.
That was long overdue. Honestly, at this even
Yeah,
now, it's
he had been
probably
struggling the entire time. Yeah.
But bring up the guys you told us we were trying not to block from coming up.
Velade.
Yeah,
Velade
Velade was
was
not
the
even
guy.
on the team.
First major league. You just have to get your first one.
They wanted him in the farm system for a couple more years, and they brought him up.
All they want. All
He
you
wasn't
need
in
is
our
get
farm
that first
system.
one. Yeah.
That's why we wanted to wait.
Other teams gave him away.
They didn't
And
know
look
what they
we
had.
got.
They apparently they did. Yeah, he had the 2 hits, and then
Diamond
they
in the
pinch
rough.
hit him the other night, and he didn't get a hit. You know, I mean,
But everyone has those nights. It's cool.
That's my tiger.
yeah, ask Hobby.
He's my tiger.
He goes, I have those nights all the time. Actually, That's-
I just splashed the leather.
just do one of these when I do get a hit. That'll show him.
Oh man.
Cause for
So,
concern, Bill.
No, I don't think it's cause for
No.
concern. But you are right. So, something needs to change.
You
Or
got a
else
hit, man.
It's gonna get away. It's gonna get away from him very quickly.
mhm.
You don't want to just be at the deadline thinking maybe we should give away Scooble for more
Right.
prospects. You know, that's just where I don't want to see this end up.
Right.
I agree.
Without at least seeing if those other guys can play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Velade can't play, man.
We'll see. Look, I'm not saying maybe he's the diamond in the rough, you know, and Scott Harris just found him and that was it. That would be amazing. I'd be super pumped for that. Obviously. But
Oh, yeah.
that's not what you told us, man. That's where I'm at. You didn't say we didn't sign JD Martinez because we had Velade waiting, you know?
Our secret weapon.
Yeah.
We're waiting until
Nobody
September
knows
to call
about
this kid up.
Literally nobody knows about him.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, I saw him out there and I was like, who's this guy? It's first. But I loved it.
I saw
It
the
was
lineup, it pissed me off.
great.
But then he had 2 hits. I'm like, okay, now I can't be that pissed off. But
Right.
we'll see what happens, man. I
Right.
mean, that's
There's a lot
one
of-
game, dude.
We'll see how long he even stays
yeah.
on the team.
Yeah.
We'll probably
Hope
need to trade him for prospects.
It'll be DFA.
Yeah, he's gonna be hot at the deadline.
He's gonna be a hot commodity.
Everybody wants Velade now.
That's
I
funny.
mean, that'd be awesome.
That would be. It's down.
So, all right. Well, that'll be the last Tigers update for at least a couple weeks, because we, or we could say I, or whoever, decided we need to retool or revamp this podcast. We just wanted to bring the viewer something that you will want to watch and look forward to every week. I don't think I have done that very well, and Eddie and Dean have been saving this podcast for a good 30 episodes, probably.
Someone
It's
say
nice you
carrying
to
it.
add Dean into that.
Yeah, that was super nice.
I
of you.
carry this show.
So, you know, you do come with the stats.
Nobody gives. If people cared about that, people would be watching.
We're essentially just talking to ourselves right now.
Yes. Yeah, we'll be hearing this again when we're the ones listening again.
We got 3 views this week. You guys listen to it?
Well, we know a couple people who do listen to it. You know, shout out Jason Dawson for sure. He's been a very consistent listener. Anyways, so Taylor Hannah, I might as well shout them all out now.
Tyler McDuffie.
Tyler McDuffie,
T
He's
Mac,
watching for our Red Wings.
David Owens,
Our Red Wings updates. Yeah.
Dio,
Brian
who
Young.
else?
and all you others out there.
Ida Hills.
Ida Hills.
We see.
She's stopped by now.
Hey, listen to it. So if you are actually this far in the podcast, if you're listening or watching, what do you guys want to hear? Let us know. What are the subjects you want us to bring up? Do you want us to have like sports related games? Do you want us to have to mix in national headlines with the local stuff? It's your guys' show. We're just here to bring it to you. So, we're looking forward to bringing a better show. It's probably going to be a couple weeks for just a little vacation for us guys. A little vacay. Little vacay. Maybe by then we'll have 2 Tigers headlines for the update. Yeah. So maybe Javi will be over 200. Maybe.
Don't hold your breath, man.
maybe we've traded for Victor Wembanyama. This is all
the
this
Tigers?
is Tom Gores. No,
Yeah.
listen.
Yeah, the Tigers have
Tom
a chance
Gores
to sign
three-year plan.
Wembanyama. Well,
So-
if the Pistons hire a president, maybe we got something else to.
Yeah, that's something
I'll
we
have
can
something
talk
to
about.
get mad about. I'm sure. I don't.
There have been talks about I saw a article about possibly Chauncey Billups if he doesn't stay in Portland.
It looks like Portland's thinking about moving on.
Yeah.
Does that really?
I love Chauncey, but I mean, obviously, he didn't turn Portland around. If anything, he drove Damian Lillard away. Do we want him to drive one of the only pieces we have away?
That's why you have to sign Cade to the max rookie now, so he can't get away.
So he can't get away from us.
Then bring in
I mean,
Chauncey.
don't get me
Well,
wrong,
I don't know. Did I bring up when we were talking about potential candidates before that Tayshaun Prince was a potential candidate?
for the
Really?
position or
Yeah, for that president role. He's the assistant GM in Memphis.
yeah.
Finally get his name up in the rafters. I feel like he was always the one that got screwed out of it all. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
He was probably the least important guy in the starting 5.
I mean, he doesn't block Reggie. Do they win a
true.
championship?
He had a lot of very key moments, but he was
Yeah,
never.
if
like
Chauncey
a-
doesn't hit that buzzer beater, do
That's
they
true.
get a chance to go
Oh,
to?
man.
You know, I mean, Does Ben and Sheed playing great D the whole game? Not, give us a chance to get that block.
Given Tayshaun did always have to guard their best player.
Lockdown.
This is what we need to be doing. We should just be arguing about stuff. I love TP, but I can
Me
make
too.
a defense against why he doesn't need to be in the rafters.
I
No,
mean,
I would
if we're, I can probably play devil's advocate, but I agree.
yeah, that'd be.
He doesn't need to be in the rafters.
Like, he can sit up there.
Like I can play devil's advocate on it, but I'm
Sit
like,
He could help hang the banners or whatever. I mean,
Yeah, he's just the guy that helps attach the banner.
like Tayshaun, guess what?
You know,
Help
he
us put
doesn't
this banner
deserve
up.
that. I'll tell you that right now. He doesn't deserve us saying that. But they don't need to retire 22.
he was
No.
part of the greatest five alive.
That's fair.
He just happened to be
The
fifth.
greatest five alive.
But if you do think about it, when all those guys talk about, like, if they're like, they always talk about if they had gotten Melo and who would he have replaced? There's only one guy in that lineup he replaces. That's the thing.
I wonder.
Like, no, you don't hear anybody in Denver be like, man,
Again,
if we had gotten Tayshaun.
Our streak would have been holding teams under 85 and still winning as opposed to 80.
Yeah.
And we
Well,
would have been scoring
I
115.
guess Melo would have been coming
120.
off the bench.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, but definitely.
So, okay. Well, yeah. Just maybe we'll know but in a couple weeks who the president of basketball operations is, because it's taking forever. So
Oh, they got time.
get it right? Get it right.
The lottery's already happened. No? Or no, that's the Wings.
Yeah.
They got 15th.
15th. Yep.
Which,
So Dean.
Hmm.
Any top Swedes
Uh,
that we're eyeing at 15?
Jurgen Hosmanov. Have you heard of this guy?
Jurgen.
He's gonna be something. He's gonna be something.
Just a great left
and he should be there between the 14th and 18th pick.
Yeah,
So I
should
really
be
feel
right
good about
there.
Jurgen Hosmanov.
Hosmanov.
He's got a
I don't know if
Russian
that's
last
Swedish
name
I
and a
was gonna
Swedish
say.
first name.
I don't think that's a Swedish last name.
Guy's a crazy hybrid.
Oh, hell yeah.
They say he's a mix between Henrik Zetterberg and Pavel Datsyuk.
That'd be sweet.
Oh,
That'd be awesome. So I saw real quick before we get off here. I saw a highlight video of Pavel Datsyuk.
I already got off. What?
What's
I've been
that?
off.
What was that last thing? Datsu?
Oh, yeah, I saw a highlight video of Datsyuk goals.
Oh, the Magic
Man,
Man.
dude,
Wonderful.
pure magic. So
Our last
anyways,
championship 16 years ago. Why should we ask for more? Don't bring anybody up. Tigers can't make a run. We should be happy. We made the NFC Championship game.
we're getting there.
I'm still
We're
riding
getting
high
there.
on that.
Yeah,
16 years.
New Jerseys. Ugh. What a time to be alive. Go Tigers. Only 5 back. So
In the division.
in the division, I think they're in 4th place.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, thank you everyone for watching this week's episode. If you liked what you watched or heard, be sure to like the video and hit us up with a comment in regards to what you guys want to see in the future. Also, check out comment on the jerseys. What do you guys think about the jerseys as well? So, also check out what last week's episode below me. Hit the logo next to Eddie. Subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube, and hit the notification bell so you know when we come out with the next new episode. Listening, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much, and we will see you in a couple weeks for a new and improved
Can't do it.
podcast. Everyone have a great week, and we will see you soon.
Sports Talk.